crochet friends, it's me, Jonah, and today we're doing a tutorial on the Lily Sugar and Cream Botanical dishcloth pattern from Yarn Inspirations. Here's the first dishcloth I made with the white background and this beautiful kind of minty blue color as the accent color. Here's the second one I made with also a white background, but this time I used a deep hot blue for the accent color. And then here's the third one, also a white background, but this time I used that kind of like a lilac lavender shade for the accent color. And the yarn I used is the Lily Sugar and Cream cotton yarn. And this comes in so many different colors and even different variations, like stripes, ombres, scents, twists, regular, there's small balls, and even bigger ones too. So there's so many different options to choose from. And out of these three options, I'll be using the white for the background again, and then I'll be using this coral rose color for my accent color. But I think this red would also make a perfect addition to this set. And also make sure to have a pair of scissors, a tapestry needle, which is optional but recommended, and the free written pattern, which is all on one page, and I'll have the PDF linked down below in the description. It's now time to begin the dishcloth. So you're going to start by putting a slip knot on your hook, and then you're going to chain up 27. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, and 27. And there's my 27 chains. Now for the first row, what you have to do is single crochet in the second chain from the hook and single crochet in each stitch across. And then the second row, you'll chain one, turn your work, and single crochet all the way back across. And that's your foundation before we'll start to work the actual leaf pattern. So I'm going to go into the second chain for my hook and place a single crochet. Go into the next chain and place a single crochet. And single crochets are done by inserting into the desired stitch or chain in this case, pulling up a loop, and pulling through two. Into the next chain, pull up a loop, and pull through two. Into the next chain, pull up a loop, and pull through two. And you'll continue single crocheting across, and then once you're at the end, chain one, turn your work, and single crochet back. And this is just the foundation of your project. And after that, you'll be following the pattern on the chart for each of the rows. And another thing is we'll be holding our yarn across the top of our work and working over it so you won't have a bunch of ends to weave in later, which is another added benefit of this pattern. So keep single crocheting across. You'll have 26 single crochets at the end of row 1 and then every row following. And again, once you finish row 1, turn your work and single crochet back across. I just finished my second row and single crochet back after I chained one, and now we're going to turn our work again, chain up one, and now we're going to follow this chart right here. And each of these squares or boxes on this chart counts as a single crochet. So for the third row, you'll see the first two are just normal single crochets. So I'll work the first one, but then on the second one, I'll stop after pulling up a loop. And then I'm going to pull out my accent color, loop it on, and finish my single crochet as normal. And then I'll be working over this white strand right here. And then in the next two stitches, I'll work it in this peach color, and then I'll drop it, switch the colors, grab the white strand, and pull through. And then I'm going to work over the white strand and work up a stitch, switch again, and pull through for the peach color. Working over again, pull up a stitch, switch my yarn colors, and pull through again. I'll repeat that again. work a peach stitch, swap out for the white, and now for the next segment of stitches, I'm just going to be single crocheting over this peach strand. And you will be able to see it a little bit, but it creates an almost underlaying effect, because you can see how you can see it here, but it also kind of creates a cool effect in the background, kind of like tapestry crochet. So then if you look here at the chart, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 stitches. So we'll need to have 10 single crochets in the white, and then we'll just be mirroring the same thing that we did for this first side of the row. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So then we're going to switch and work a single crochet and switch again. Then we're going to add a white single crochet, and then add 2 in this peach color, and then for the last 2 stitches you'll switch back to white. And this is a good point in the pattern where you take time to untangle your yarn, because after each row and the twisting you'll be doing, your yarn inevitably will start twisting around each other, because that's how you lock it into place. And at the end of the row, it's just a good idea to untwist it and go from there. So I've untwisted my colors, and for the next row, you're going to start by chaining 1 and turning your work. And you're going to carry the accent color strand with it. And for the second row, you start by working 2 single crochets, bringing the strand with you and carrying it, and then on this one you'll switch to the other color, and you'll work single crochets, several of them. You're going to work until you get to the last peach stitch in this section. So I'm just single crocheting again, again, and again, and then I'm at the last peach stitch in this segment, so that ends up being 6 stitches. So then I'm going to change color for the next stitch back to white and single crochet, but then for the next one I'll change my color back to this peach color and single crochet, and then I'm going to switch back to white, and I'm going to work single crochets, and I'll end up working 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I already have 2 down. That's 3. That's 4. That's 5. That's 6. And that's 7. So then at this point, what I'll be doing is I'll be switching in this stitch here. So I'm going to slide back 1, switch my color right here, into the next stitch, pull up a loop, pull through, work a white stitch, and then I'll repeat what I already did by working 6 in the peach color. Four, 5, and 6. And then in this last stitch, I'm going to switch back to white, and do 2 more single crochets. Now I hope you can see how you're going to be, and you're going to be forming this botanical leaf dishcloth. But in case you don't, I'll be doing the next row through as well. So I'm going to chain one, turn my work, pull off some more yarn, and untangle them a little bit. And for the first 3 stitches, I'll be working over my pink strand in just white single crochets. And then I'll be doing 1 in my accent color, 1 in white, then I'll be doing 3 in my accent color, and then I'll be doing another 1 in white, and then I'll do 2 in my accent color, and then I'll be switching again and doing 4 in white, and then I'll be doing 2 in my accent color. And what I'm doing now is just mirroring what I did for my first segment, or the first 13 stitches of the row. Then I'll work 1, and then I'll work 3, and then I'll work 1 in white, switch back to my accent color, and I'll work the last 3 stitches in white. And that is how you work this botanical leaf pattern. Now you're going to have to download the free written pattern, which I'll put a link to in the PDF below. I'll put the link to the PDF in the description box below, and you'll need to download that so that you have this and you can count how many stitches you need to do back and forth and back and forth, because this is just for the first 3 rows of where you actually start. In total, it's the first 5 rows of the pattern. So go in the description box down below, download the PDF there completely free, and then work following this chart up until you work your last colored row. So that'll end up being row number 11. And after row number 11, come back and I'll show you how to work that section in the middle while carrying your yarn to give you this underlaying effect, and then we'll work the mirror image of the bottom 2 as a section. Okay, so I've worked up all of my first leaves, these 2 right here, and now it's time for the middle section. And for the middle section, it just consists of 4 rows of single crochet. But you'll be continuing to carry your accent color underneath to continue the tapestry crochet look. So I'll be single crocheting with the white, just putting 1 in each stitch. One into the next, 1 into the next, and I'll be continually single crocheting into the next stitch. I'm going to slide my pattern a little bit forward, or out of the way in general. I'm going to single crochet again, single crochet again, and single crochet again. And you can see, or remember that we have 4 single crochet stitches in between our flowers, and then we'll also have 4 single crochet rows in between our flowers as well. Horizontally and vertically, there's always 4 stitches separating it. And another thing I really like about this Lantern Moon Radiance crochet hook set from Knitter's Pride is how when you crochet, It has a little more grab because it's a nice wood, but also if you might not be able to see it, but it has a nice thumb rest right here. It's only on one side to help rest your thumb into, to help make it easier for you to crochet on. Now I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm just going to continue single crocheting back and forth for a total of 4 rows. Single crochet again, and keep on single crocheting back and forth. And when you're done, you should have 4 rows of single crochet, and all of them will be worked over your accent color, carrying it from each row to the next row, so you won't have as many ends as you would think when you're normally doing color work in crochet or knitting for that matter. So work your 4 rows, and I'll meet you back here. So I came back and I finished these 4 rows of the intermittent single crochet rows in between. And now it's time to go back to our chart. And you'll of course be following along with the PDF that you downloaded from the link in the description box, so I'll be able to slide this pattern up. So you're going to start by chaining 1 and turning your work and getting your yarn strands into position. And then you're going to work 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to switch colors. And work another 4. 4, then work another 2, work another single crochet, make 4 single crochets, single crochet again, work 2 stitches in the white, two, 3, and 4. And then we're going to add 4 more single crochets for our last 4 stitches. And then you're going to chain 1, turn your work, and work 3 single crochets. I'm going to untwist my yarn here, which is important to do every so often. And then sometimes I even like to twist it the reverse way, so that as I crochet it's untwisting and then retwisting. And it even takes longer for it to twist back up. So I'll switch out my colors here. And I'll work 5 stitches now. 3, 4, 5, and work 1 white, work a peach color, then we're going to work 6 white, single crochet with your accent color, 1 single crochet with your main color, and then 5 with the accent. And then I'm going to work 3 crochets to end off this row. And now you can see how all the stems come in here, and you'll just be working it off from this point on. And it's not the prettiest because this part kind of flares out a little bit and the edges are a little bit pulled in because of the way you're doing it. When you add that border, it'll straighten everything up and you'll have pristine edges, which are super important for all crocheted projects. So I'm going to turn my work again. Chain 1. And work 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5. I'll pull back out my accent color. And I'll single crochet 4 stitches with it. Three and 4. And then as I do this 4th stitch, I'll be swapping colors over again. And I will continue single crocheting. And you'll need to continue this pattern following the PDF download for the top half. And once you do that, we'll do the border. So now it's time to work the border of our dishcloth. We've already worked the entire body. We've started out with pure white, intermittent, and 2 rows of pure white. So I'm going to pick up this loop and turn my work so that the right side is facing. And the other thing to note is, I did start out with a 5mm crochet hook, but for the border I like to go down in my hook size slightly, and this one you can see is the Latin Moon size 7 or 4.5mm, so I went down 1/2 millimeter. So I'm going to chain 1, and in this first spot I'm going to put 2 single crochets. And normally in the corner we'd be putting 3, I'm just putting 2 because I'll be putting my last stitch in here as well to make 3. And then I'm going to single crochet in each stitch across. And yes, this is a little bit tighter, but that's what you want. Otherwise the border will stretch out and it won't be nice and firm, and it eventually will stretch out over time because this is cotton yarn and you will be using these as dishcloths. Single crochet again. Just making sure to keep a real nice tension. And in about 10 or so stitches, we'll be coming up on the corner, and once we reach the corner, we'll be placing 3 single crochets into it. Now we're in the corner stitch, so we're going to place 3 single crochets. And you'll notice as how we place each of the single crochets in, it'll kind of will naturally turn. See? And now it just naturally made a corner by itself. So then in each of the ends of these rows, where we work single crochets, we're just going to put 1 single crochet. Just putting 1 single crochet in each end of each row. And now if you're single crocheting a little tighter or a little looser, you can add a few increases or a few decreases in there. If you tend to crochet your single crochet tight, tall, loose, or if you tend to make a really short single crochet. So putting 1 single crochet in each row on the side of single crochet rows with a smaller hook is normally what you would do. You can change that around to a larger hook, even smaller, or add or subtract stitches as needed. Another idea I had is so far I have a set of 4 dishcloths after the completion of this one. I have a peach, a purple-like lilac lavender color, a mint, and then a blue. And I think it's a really cool idea if you took all 4 colors and put them all in one dishcloth with each leaf being one of the colors to round it out and make a set of 5. More on that in a minute. So here I am at the end of this corner. So I'll go into this corner and work 3 single crochets, and you'll see how it naturally rounds itself out. And then I'll single crochet 1 in each stitch along the bottom of my chain. Single crochet again, 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 and then you can drop this strand in the back that you were crocheting over to weave it in, and just keep single crocheting across. And what I was thinking, back to the topic I was speaking about a moment ago, is that I could make each leaf a different color, and then I would switch them out at the halfway points here, down through here, and because there's 4 stitches skipped in the center here in between the flowers, and 4 stitches, or 4 rows I should say, in between the leaves, it'll make it really simple because there's not like a middle point where you have to make one stitch greater than the other, and it's 26 stitches wide, which is nice as well. Or I even considered using a variegated yarn as my accent and just sticking with a white as the background. So I'll add 3 single crochets into this corner to help naturally round it out, and then I'll single crochet up this side. Just put in 1 in each stitch, 1 in each row on the side of this single crochet. And it does get a little tight because we're using a smaller hook, but that's what you want to have. Single crochet again, single crochet again, single crochet again. About halfway, maybe 13, 14 more. Single crochet again, single crochet again. And the other nice thing about this pattern is you could take that PDF and make it blank, or make like your own customizable template, and then fill this dishcloth in with whatever leaf you'd like, and then work different leaves in all your dishcloths, which is also a cool idea. And you can do like 2 big ones, 2 mirror, you can just remove these 2, all sorts of things you can do. And then I'm actually going to rip back a few stitches because I'm going to show you what I like to do here. So I like to take, I'm going to work 1 back. I like to take this strand of accent color and hold it over my work, over the side of these stitches, and single crochet over it again, so I don't have to worry about weaving that in afterwards. Single crochet again, single crochet again, single crochet again, single crochet again. And then I'm going to single crochet into the next stitch, and to round out my last corner, I'll be adding 1 in. And then I'm going to slip stitch to my first single crochet. And then I'm going to grab my scissors. And I'm going to cut the yarn right here. And then I'm going to pull up and pull through and fasten through. And set my crochet hook and everything else to the side. And then I'm going to kind of straighten out my edges a little bit. Just kind of pull them into place. And I know this is a dishcloth, but even if you'd like, you can still block it for those perfectly straight edges. You can kind of push this down too to make it less noticeable or apparent. And from there, you have your Lily Sugar and Cream Botanical Leaf Dishcloth. And like I said, there's so many different things you can do with doing it in quarters and making a cool border in between. Or you could even do like a black background with a white flower. So many different things. Variegated, you could make this side of the flower one color, this side the other. So many different things. So I hope you'll try them all out. I hope that after today's tutorial, I've shown you how simple it really is to make these botanical dishcloths from yarn inspirations, and I hope you'll give them a try and make a set for yourself or a set to gift. It's great either way. And make sure to check out the crochet hooks and the free written pattern down below, and make sure to check out my website, jonahhands.com. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Jonah's Hands for more crochet tutorials, show and tells, and other crochet or yarn related things. Crochet away, friends.